Avec.
Ah oui,
Et là,
indeed.
normalement, tu vas voir la mosaïque avec tous les visages.
Mais oui, mais en fait, et ecco Deborah, j'ai l'impression que ça, en fait, sur l'iPad, ça me fait ça, mais il y en a maximum 6, je crois.
Ah,
Alors que ce que l'ordi,
t'as tout.
ça fait des toutes petites fenêtres.
Ouais.
Et t'as réussi, comment dire, à, t'es avec
Bah,
ton ordi?
j'ai dû tout réinstaller. Tout mon ordinateur. J'ai
Oh,
perdu tous mes fichiers depuis 5 ans. Parce
non,
que, en fait, ça a commencé, j'ai voulu faire une archive. euh, Parce que les logiciels de musique, tu sais, pour les Minu Gloves, ça prend trop de place.
ok.
Je me suis dit, ah bah, comme je peux pas m'acheter un ordinateur, je vais faire une archive de mes vieux trucs et après, comme ça marchera mieux.
Et en fait,
Et en fait, parce que je suis conne, j'ai tout perdu. J'ai
mais
dû réinstaller. J'ai tout perdu, j'ai dû réinstaller tout mon ordinateur. J'ai craqué. En fait, j'ai passé la semaine devant mon ordinateur à écouter les 4 mêmes chansons de Lady Gaga en pleurant, rigolant.
déjà que c'était pas Britney Spears, tu sais, c'était quoi? C'est quelle année où elle s'est rasé les cheveux? Elle a complètement coupé
2007.
ensemble.
Ouais, c'était un peu ça, ouais.
Mais tu avais pas des. Ouais, bon,
Non,
voilà.
j'avais pas. Non, non, c'est.
Le truc, tu sais, que genre, ah non, je n'avais pas pensé. En effet, je pensais avoir tout perdu, mais non. Mais oui, mais en fait, alors,
C'est la table rase, tu vois.
ah merde.
Ouais, c'est pas grave. C'est pas grave. Let it go!
C'est ça. Mais c'est quoi? C'est Pluto, non? C'est pas ça? Qui fait che... Ecco Deborah.
Hello!
Ehi Deborah. No, mi sa che è bloccata l'immagine.
Mm-mm.
Ah, alors, c'est bloqué. Est-ce que ça dépend de moi? Est-ce que tu vois bloqué
Elle
aussi?
est bloquée aussi, ouais.
Ok. Est-ce que, parce que la dernière fois, ça avait planté quand il y avait du monde, on ne voyait plus rien.
C'est vrai.
C'est ça qui me fait peur, hein. Oh, putain, j'espère, hein.
Peut-être que c'est chez elle. Bon, je vais préparer pour le cours alors. J'arrive.
Vas-y, vas-y. Deborah est bloquée. Ok. For somebody, it was like a very challenging week. Tell us about all your week, maybe graphic journaling wise or not. Okay, there is a message. How can I? Yes, Charlotte is not coming. I know Geraldine, and also Brie is not coming because same she has something to do. And also maybe we will see for the month of June. I guess that at the very beginning I thought that the graphic journaling class would be once a month, but then we continued all the month of May like we did in April on the Sunday, all the Sundays, because we had the lockdown and so much anxiety and feelings. I thought it was like useful for everybody. But now there is two things, like summer is coming. For some place, lockdown is like loosening up. How do you say? It's like being more easy to go out. Not everywhere, but and also I guess that at the beginning is nice to have a weekly practicing, but it's also very challenging, and it's not easy to keep it like on the long run. Like having a weekly 1.5 hour class means that you need to make space for this, and maybe the Sunday for the summer will not be the easiest, the more good day. We will take time next week to adjust maybe the timing. What I was thinking is that we are going to keep the graphic journaling. At the beginning, I think about once a month when I started the Patreon, but maybe once a month is not enough. Also because I think we like to hang out together and draw and take this time to go. So I was thinking if we keep the Sunday, one every other Sunday. Also because so we have this moment to practice together. Maybe the more we know each other, the more we can also exchange experience and everything. And then it gives you like also the time to create your own pace, and also the time to create your own practice, because I can give you my tools and what I do, and every time those tools will be a little different, just to experience different ways of express our feeling and knowing ourselves. Because most of you know the new person is Valerie, but for all of you, you know already that it's not a lot about drawings. This class is not about knowing how to draw a shading or something. It's more about observing what we are doing. And so it's nice to have on one side some tools, but also then take the risk to experience yourself. And so maybe you can take my tools, but also you will find that I don't know, everybody will experience different ways. So there is okay, there is answer. Martina say very unproductive, but was fine. Really, because I thought you were very productive, because I always look at your production. You were very productive. Now you feel you weren't? How do you feel?
I feel I wasn't at all.
Okay.
But that's, I don't know though. It can be like just, I mean, sometimes I can be like in a very capitalistic mindset that I judge myself for how productive I am. And if I'm not at that level, then I don't feel fine with myself. But that's good to not be then, because I'm not a machine, and that's what I have to learn. So that's fine when I have weeks when it's not that productive, and I can adjust on that level too and see that it's fine anyway.
Also, because what do you mean, like maybe you can list 3 things that can define what does it mean not being productive?
Well, I feel like I always draw, so it's not about drawing, but it can be like, for me, it's to produce something that I know that I can sell, or to make it, to do a commission, because I have a few commissions that are there and I just don't face them because I don't know how now at the moment. So I feel like, how will I pay the rent? But then in some way, there's always a way.
Yes, yes.
Things for being unproductive is, yeah, the first one could be not doing anything that is sellable in my point of view. Maybe taking time for just doing something else, like watching a TV series, not drawing in the meantime, and then drawing for with no goal, with no aim, just drawing for the sketchbook. Sometimes I feel like, oh my God, what am I doing here? I'm just drawing in the sketchbook, and then what I'll do about this? How will I put these on the market? Maybe I won't.
Of course. And okay, so it's, what do you feel, the unproductive feeling, unproductive description you put on yourself is not about the artistic production, but
No,
about the career, the working, setting.
As I said, it's more, it's like living in a world made of, you must produce something to make money. And when I don't, I feel like I'm doing something wrong here, you know?
Of course. And this is very interesting because we go through, maybe this is not today the case, but I think it will be useful maybe to listen this answer maybe to all of you, because I think that sometimes first thing first, we can't be always at our peak of productivity and promoting ourselves. Each idea we have, even if we don't notice, and maybe you can start noticing it while you are doing your graphic journaling, and first you have this idea, and then sometimes you want to protect this idea, and then you feel the urge to take this idea and make it real. And so maybe it's there that you start sketching and drawing and everything. But then also there is this part in which you have this idea, this need to express. I talk about drawing or illustration. So it goes like this, and then you put it on the paper. Maybe it depends on how you work. Maybe you will do different version, you will do sketching. You will learn how to know, is it the term, how to manage what you're doing. And then this idea that you make it into something, into a piece of art, like a visual art, into an image, then you will also must know how to push it and give it to the life, like the idea, the illustration, then the illustration can become a print, and then this print can go on your Etsy, and then this Etsy, but it's like, and you can do this, it depends how you work. Like for me, I always work on so many different time for a long time, how do you say, many different things at the same time, like the illustration, the tattoo, but this is the same process. Even if you only work on one image, one product, to the idea, to the end, is the same. Everything that comes from here and become an image as a line. And you can push this line even always further, like producing it, printing it, selling it, promoting it, because you also have to know how to tell people, hi, I'm draw in my room or in my studio, but also now this is for you to buy, and if you buy it, maybe then the line is infinite, because they buy it and this object become their history and so on. And the thing is about being productive is knowing our pattern, and knowing, and the more you observe and the more you will know, like knowing how do you work. and so sometimes, even if when you are not producing, because you are not like, how do you say in English, like hustling on selling and going to Etsy and Instagram and everything, you are being productive because you are creating a stock of image from your heart on the page. And from this stock in your image, you go with your heart. And then when will be the moment of paying the rent, maybe you can go back to what you have and say, okay, I have this, I have this, I have this. How can I manage to make rent with what I already have? Because sometimes this rent thing is real for everyone, especially now, it's like a struggle. And sometimes it's like we want to be at the peak of ourselves to think we are worthy of selling and making money on what we do. But also you can also say, I have this kind of drawing, and now that I spend my week not producing, maybe I can spend the other week of taking this drawing and make it into object to sell, like prints. Or does it make sense?
Yeah.
But this is very interesting. It's something I can go on like 1 week without stopping, but it's not the purpose. Geraldine also said, I read in the chat, I'm productive too, graphic journal wise. Yes, I love meeting with the Momeskin crew. I love it too. And it say, what is unproductive for you, Geraldine? You can say 3 words or more.
I would say that the thing is that I have my job that currently isn't about illustration. And it's a creative job, and so it also takes a lot of my creative energy. And also, as it's the part that pays my bill, I feel that I have to put more energy in this than in drawings and illustration, because right now I'm not earning any money with it. So this is what I mean by unproductive, is that compared to other week, I know that I drew less. I drew, but less than.
Of course.
Than sometimes.
Also because when we started the lockdown, we were almost all here. Even if today we have like 16 people missing, I hope that everybody got the info about this kind of Zoom, but they will get to replay. But for most of us, who also of you who are here, this drawing like daily, using the graphic journaling like as a tool to survive during the lockdown was something, because we were like in an active life. And in 2 days, like they say, okay, stop, everybody at home, if you go out, you can die. I extremize, but some kind like this. So we were like, when you are in the car and you put the brakes, how do you say in English? You put the brakes and you go like this. So we needed something to process all this fast emotion we had. And then we settled into it and we enjoyed the flow and everything. And now for most of us, it's start the engine again, like going back in the car, which the car is a little bit of cabossé. I don't know, ammaccata. I don't know how to say in English, but it's like the car goes like this, but we must start again. And so it's another attitude, another pattern that we have to learn. And maybe, I don't want to say don't do this, but everybody, maybe, I talk also for myself, because it was very hard for me also start again this new phase. We don't want to judge too much if in this moment we can't create the graphic journal. It's not our priority, because our priority now is like understanding how to go back to work, understanding like, okay, and also pay all the bills who are like very late and everything. So in the meanwhile, I hope that we are going to start to go back to real life. And this is where the balance, you will need to learn the balance between, like, if you are in prison or in an island or in quarantine, it's easy to keep the journal. You have only this to do. But the graphic journaling is also something that nourishes you also in real life. But don't be hard on yourself, because you have, it's like, sometimes you have to just let go something in order to start again what you need energy, mental energy to go. But then when your practice is installed, you can go back to it. And this is the reason, I guess, that 2 times a week, no, no, 2 times a month, it's a perfect timing for doing this, because everybody needs to find their pace. Okay, if you have other, like, a comment on your week, I'm happy to hear them or read them. No, so maybe we can start go into our graphic journaling practice. So as usual, I just explained for Valerie, who is it? Okay, I can see you now. We start always with a small meditation just to come back into the center. And what we do is, like, we keep our journal handy in front of us, and our favorite pen. So what do you have to draw? So after the meditation, then we take few minutes. I will tell you maybe later, but I will tell you more exactly the exercise later, so you don't start thinking about it now. But the thing is, we do a small meditation, and then we start drawing alla suite, and we are going to draw a self-portrait. I will tell you later in which way, but what do you want to know is that you keep your journal in front of you, and when you will have to make this self-portrait, you can use Zoom as a mirror, because you click on your face, and I guess that the image will expand, and so you will use it to see yourself. And then after this, we will do few drawing exercise, like just to loosen our hands, like a réchauffement, like I can't talk English today, I don't know why. How do you say réchauffement? Riscaldamento. I don't know. I can see. Warm up, yes, warm up, sorry. So as a warm up, and after, since today we are not so many people, I would like to work on something that I was working on my side, but I still didn't projected how to do it today. But I think we are doing this today, and then I will tell you what is this. Anyway, so for starting, you stay, sorry, you sit straight. Today, I don't know why my English, I think, is the going out of the lockdown. My brain is like marshmallow, so please forgive me if I'm a little bit like weird. So, okay, you can sit in a comfortable position, and you stay like straight, your back straight. And today we are going to do the Deepak Chopra meditation, which we did sometimes at the beginning, and which we use to set an intention for our afternoon, for us, or morning for others. It's very interesting, and it will be very useful to recenter ourselves before starting. So you can choose to close your eyes, or maybe you want to keep the eyes open, but use what we call the soft eyes, soft gaze, which means you become aware of the space that you are in, but you don't focus on something in particular. You don't focus on me in the screen, even if you will listen to me while I'm talking. And I also, because you will settle down in your consciousness, so you will be aware that there is a voice talking. And just be aware of the space we are in, and feel the air on your arms, and your hands maybe are on your knees or on your legs. Keep it soft, and we are going to start to observe our breathing. Start to observe your breath and don't try to manipulate it, just observe. And probably you will notice that as you observe it, it will slow down. And during the meditation, your mind will wander. And when you become aware that it wanders, bring it back to your breathing as it goes in through your nose and back out to your nose. Now we are going to do something very interesting. You will going to start off mentally repeating your full name, like I will go, I'm Nikot Balboa. In my mind, you will go, I am, name, it's your name, mentally, while breathing in, breathing out. And while doing this, you will invite all the stress that you have right now, or the fear that you have of those days, and you will invite them and let your awareness fill up with all of this. Breathe in, breathe out. You are still repeating your full name as a mantra, but now you are going to drop your last name and you are just repeating your first name mentally. I am, and your name. Take all in and while breathing. And try to invite experiences from your childhood into your awareness. When you were less than 12, invite the memories of your siblings or your school or your classmates. You will invite happy days or not so happy days. And now you will drop your first name and just mentally repeat I am. No labels attached, just I am while breathing in and breathing out. And then let these memories and thoughts fade. I am. Continue to repeat this in your mind. And now you can replace the I am with the ha-hum sound, or like hum. It's just a sound, there is no association, no religious, it's just a vibration. And you can do this for a few seconds in your mind, or also maybe you want to try it out loud to feel the vibration, like an internal massage into your chest and then your throat and nose. One more time. Now even let that go. Every sound, every word, just sit quietly and be aware of being aware, like you are feeling your body from the inside. You are all inside of your body. In every hand or arm, legs, bust, the chest, the neck, the top of the head. This is our ground state before any thought arises, before we start thinking or feeling. This is who we really are, a field of infinite potential, while we rest in being, in the awareness. And before we come out of the meditation, I will ask you to feel all the sensation of your body and then breathe out. And maybe you want to invite some words, an intention, a guide, a question, something that you want to use the whole session. Maybe it's where you want to go with your practice, with your drawing or with your awareness. And you are going to take your pens and write down this intention at the top of your page, maybe also with the date of today. And then when you are ready, you are going to tap on the Zoom screen and you are going to see your face. I would like you to take a little bit of distance from the screen. Often we see our face and we draw just our face. Take the whole page and try to draw yourself maybe down to the half of the bust of the chest. How do you say? Like, I would like to draw your self-portrait. Don't start yet, but you want to see at least the head and the neck, the shoulder, but also like up until here. And you are going to draw just a line, no shading, no color. And you are going to draw yourself as Batman, or as Batgirl, or as you wish, but like Batman, like a superhero, very dark. But you are just going to draw in line. And for those who are new, if you find difficult to draw something you see because maybe you are not used, or maybe yes, but every time you stumble on a difficulty, you rely on what you see. Just spend more time looking at, in this case, your face on the screen and less to the page. The more you look and the more you will know what to do with your hand. And also breathe into the tension that will probably come. Okay, sorry. I will put 5 minutes, just line work. And take the whole space. If you have a very small journal, maybe you can use, I don't have a small journal here, but if you have a small journal, maybe you can use both pages like this. Sometimes can be useful, but there is, I know that Setsgi has one small, but now you use no, today you use the journal, you don't use the page. And so maybe you can put it, perfect. Put it like this, instead of taking just one page. So you have like some space. You have 5 minutes, so 4 minutes and 10 seconds now, but you want to have some space to do those lines. And for new attendees, this working with the time frame is something we always do, because it will give you the freedom to just start and go for it, because you know that in a moment or at the end of the time frame you put, this will end, so you can take the risk to go into the drawing, because you know that in a moment there is an alarm or sound, and then you can stop. Fabiana is here. Ah, eccoti, ok. Ho visto solo adesso il messaggio, perfetto, eccoti. Okay. So everybody has drew their self-portrait as Batman in a quick, massive way. You fill all the page. So we are going to two things. We want to, how do you say, fill all this page, make it bold. So first thing we are going to do is like, we're going to use, everybody has like a black marker or a thick pencil or pen or even ink or watercolor, but I would like to put shading using solid ink, solid, how do you say, solid black. So no like I'm doing my shading with the crossing lines or what we can do, but you want to, where you think there is solid black, which in Batman maybe you maybe have some solid black to manage. You are going to take like 2 minutes. If you have some thick pen, it will be faster, or maybe, or you can maybe also use, if you don't have any, some very soft pencil and doing like on an angle and coloring on a diagonal inclination to make it bigger. But we are going to take like 2 minutes. We're going to make it like in a fast way, but solid. You don't want to be shading. Well, you're not to make all the page solid. The dark spot will be very graphical, very black. Is it okay? Okay. So I hope that everybody managed to put solid black in a very graphic way. And now we are going to take, maybe you will need 3 to 4 minutes. Probably you will have like a background and a strong image in the middle and like with solid black. And you want to, we want to work on the background with 2 different approaching, 2 different tappe, 2 different steps. First, we are going to make a pattern on the back. So can be dots, can be lines to cross themselves, can be parallel lines, or you can go, I don't know, shapes, but you want to keep it like geometrical. You're not to make a pattern made of cherries, I don't know, fruits or something like this, which is maybe very cute, but you want something graphical, just to fast achieve the feeling of a surface. And we are going to take 2 minutes to do this. Start. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So, all of you have colors, Andy. We are going to take 2 minutes again to fill up this background, like we did the pattern in black, and now we want to put color in it. If you have some kind of felt pen brushes, how do you call it, like the brushes colored pen or some watercolory things, I suggest just to use this and going over the pattern. If you don't have this, it's okay, just take the other color you have and maybe you can integrate the pattern with some other color, but you don't want to create another pattern in color. Just you're going to coloring the background, something that is some kind of fluid, and at the end, the result will be a completely filled up page. So 2 minutes. This is very fast, and maybe you will feel the need to go a little bit slower, but it's okay. Those are just tools to go into the drawing and don't think, and the rush sometimes help us to go for it. In the meantime, I send a message to the whole Patreon list. So the 11 of you will receive a message that will not interest you. It's like you need to update the Zoom to connect, but you already know. But because maybe I'm thinking that some people didn't realize this and had problem of connecting, and I'm sad. And sometimes you will, oh, okay, it's done. The drawing of the pattern or something which is not very figurative, you know, it's like sometimes you can like some kind of space out while doing it, and you can use it, this kind of exercise, exactly to relax and go, or you can use it like as a form of meditation. And as we do at the beginning when we breathe and when our mind goes like woo, you notice and you take the mind and go back to the breathing. You can do this also while drawing patterns. You can use it as a concentrating skills, and when you feel you go out, you come back as an active attention on the line you do, or not. Okay, so are you warmed up? Oh, okay, because I had some more like funny drawing as an exercise, like we always do. But since we are not not enough, how do you say, not much, I maybe want to do something else, because so if it's some complicated and I need to explain it a little bit more, I can see you all. I think we can do this, because I was thinking about this last time, I guess, when we, or maybe, yeah, 2 times ago, I don't remember, when we talked about, I remember maybe we were talking about the style. I don't remember why we're talking about this, but about the fact that sometimes what we do by instinct, what is ourself, it's like hidden behind a lot of things that we build up to make ourselves lovable. Like I don't remember. I don't know if you remember, like the feeling of sometimes the thing that we most we think that we most need to hide is like the part of most unlovable of ourselves, that we don't want anybody to know that we are maybe insecure, or we are not, we are, I don't know. And if people will know this, maybe they don't love me anymore. If I drew like this, maybe they don't love me anymore. This is some instinct. We always want to be loved. So sometimes when we have this kind of wounds inside ourselves, can be anything. For me, it's like never being enough, for example. We tend to don't, if we don't address it, we don't look it, we don't share it, and we don't make it our magic pearl, like our treasure, it becomes something we want to hide, and we build around this cathedral of beauty, or things we think make us lovable. And in drawings, sometimes can be, for me, for example, it's like, I like to draw like very instinctive, very like with colors, but for so many years I didn't do it, because I wanted people to know that I also can draw a hand if I need to. Like I wanted to, you know, and sometimes you build this in order to be lovable, or to react to what you feel, it's your wound. And this is what the most, sometimes can be something very cool and make you cute, or how do you say, make you smart, or make you interesting, or is not something, doesn't have to be something negative, but it's something you build up in order to be lovable. Can be a style, can be tattoos, who knows? You own your own experience, and you transform it to make it like, okay, now like this, or like working out, or I don't know. We don't care, like we do this, but doing this, it's okay, but sometimes make us disconnected to what we are, and make us don't express ourselves in, I talking about drawing, don't make ourselves express in our most sincere way. For example, sometimes can happen if you see some illustrator, some artist you like, and you say, oh, this is so good, this person, like, it's so good. Until I can do this, I will never manage to be an artist. But it's not in connection with who you are. So I don't know if you remember, we talked about this. The most thing you need to hide usually is your treasure, is your true self. And the thing you think is the most lovable, the most cool, maybe it is, but it's something you build up. And sometimes can make you miserable, because it's a shop window you made. And so can make you afraid of people approaching this window, because maybe then you say people will see through this window. And so I want to work on this today by taking time. Do you have enough space? Like, because we need some, I would like to divide as usual the page in 4, but I also would like you to have enough space to draw, and so maybe I have another book too, a new one. I found it in my the thing is, if you have a quite big sketchbook, like I have this is A4, if I divide it in 4, it's okay, I have enough space. If you have a smaller one, I fear that it's too small. So it depends what do you have. I can see it, but if you have smaller pages, maybe you want to divide it just in 2, maybe. We can do it also by just, because we need some mirroring drawings. We will need 4, but maybe we can do 2, and you can orient your page in horizontal and make a vertical line in the middle, okay? And we are going to start from one side and then to the another. So this will require a little bit of like recentering yourself, maybe using the breath. We are going to take a timer, and you're going to concentrate on the left side of the page. On your left side, you're going to really breathe into your consciousness, sorry, and is there some part of you that we are doing like this because I don't want to talk while you draw, but maybe we are doing as we did, you remember, for the graphic journaling class, when we do list. I think we can do this because then it will be more easy to go to the drawing. So we are going to take one section, and we are going to take like a few seconds. I'm not taking the timer, to answering some small question, and just write some word very, very fast, just for you to go back into this feeling. If you feel which is the part of you who make your days miserable, if you have, can be insecurity, can be sadness, can be something like specific. It's something that is stopping. It's like a little wall who's stopping you to be like cool or be happy in your everyday life. You don't have to take a lot of space writing. You just need like mental note, and you put those on a very small side of the section of the page. Like some bad feeling you experience. We are going to take like 2 minutes and maybe 3 minutes. We are some kind of used to the self-portrait. You can use your image in the Zoom if you want, but I want you to take these 3 minutes and really, really nourish this bad feeling you have. Everybody has their own, but you go, okay, I feel this, and you go like some kind of down a little rabbit hole, okay, and I feel this and I feel this. And in this minute, we are going to draw a self-portrait, and you can mix what you see, but mostly what you feel. Like leave those feelings. This bad feeling, it's okay. We are like, everybody's in their home, you are safe, but just go there a little bit and take a picture, like a mental picture of how do you feel, but also how is your body when you feel this? What are the words you say to yourself when you feel this? Like take a mental inventory of these negative states. And you're going to do this inventory by drawing a self-portrait, which is mostly fictional, because maybe you know that when you are sad, you are like this, and you feel like a weight on your shoulder, or animal on your shoulder, or there is things you say to yourself. Go for it. Everybody click on their face on Zoom, so you only will see yourself. Like so you maybe will feel more, how do you say, more safe. I will also put on my video, maybe there is only me. So you will not be on the video like bigger, but just for yourself. And we are going to take 3 minutes to really, really deepen into this negative feeling. You feel, you see how do you look? How do you talk to yourself? You don't, I put maybe 5 minutes, so you have the time. And the drawing can be like character design, you don't need to be realistic. And the fact of is, like we did the last time, the more you feel a feeling, and the more maybe you, while you draw yourself in this feeling, you can some kind of see yourself from outside. The point of view is external, because you are putting all this part of you with like wounded on the page, and then you can see it. Maybe you can also write what you say to yourself, or also what do you think. Like what do you think of the situation, or the, I don't know, of your the world you see while you are in the most dark place you have. We all have things that put us down, and understanding what all this is. You still have 1 minute. Take the time to take all in the sensation and then put it all on the page. How do you look? How do you feel? Is there some word like that come to your mind? Like go, you have 20 seconds, go feeling all the fucked up feeling and put it on paper. Like go in these states. Oops. Okay, so how can I? Now, do like this. Shake it off, breathe. And I would like, even if you don't want to talk, but, oh, Valerie, I didn't saw your message. The best thing, every time you have a question, the best thing is to unmute yourself and ask, because did you manage to do the exercise at the end? I can't hear you. Almost.
Okay.
Ah, yes.
Yes, I was wondering if we do like first case. So the first case was the feelings we are trying to express, and you do a drawing in that first case.
Yes.
Like
yes, perfect. And yes. Sometimes we divide the pages during this class. We divide pages because we want. When we then go back to see what we did, like we keep all in the same journal, and having the same exercise on the same page, it's helpful to say, you have one vision, you know, vue d'ensemble, like, okay, this is what like this, but it's not an obligation, it's just to make it easier to
so it's not like four words that you put in the 4 cases. And you do like 4 drawing. So the activity,
no,
I can say it
I'm sorry.
comme l'activité qu'on faisait présentement, on devait juste dessiner dans une case.
Juste
right?
une case, oui, tout à fait. Okay,
I'm
perfect.
good.
So I would like, oh, Marty, I see a doggy. Ooh. So my question is, first of all, breathe. As the surprenant, how do you say, the surprising thing is, first, I don't know if you ever realized that emotion are not exactly things that come to us. The emotion don't come and put ourselves into us, because like we did now, is we go into the emotion. And so now you took the time to go into a very bad emotion, and you can recreate when an emotion. So it's something that you can maybe control, because it's not something that arrives on you like some, I don't know, some tegola from the roof, you know. No, you are able to go back into an emotion, to recreate a negative or also positive state. What I'm curious of is if you can describe what's your posture in those self-portrait. How do you stand? How do you are in those self-portrait? You can write in the chat if you want, since now we are doing this dialogue, or you can talk. you can like unmute yourself, or maybe I need to do it. What's the posture of your drawing? I don't want to know the words or the real thing, because this can be private, but only how do you stand in this drawing? Where is your face? Where is your head, your shoulder? And
I'm just a floating head.
Floating? What is floating?
Floating.
Floating.
Like a galleggiante.
Galleggiante, okay, okay. And how is your face?
Really flat.
Okay.
Plain and flat.
Okay. And okay. More? Tell me.
I don't know, I put some words in it, like everything is black and gray, and I just put the words in color because I was feeling way too sad at the end, so I said, okay, at least I'm gonna put the words in colors.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Okay.
Bit overwhelmed right now. Sorry.
Okay. Now what we are going to do, we are overwhelmed. Sometimes when we are in this feeling, which if you can go in 5 minutes to draw it, is something everybody knows. Sometimes when you are go like this, if I take this like this page and I wrap it up, what will be your reaction? Right? Everybody write it in the chat. If I took this expression of the sadness and I take it and I burn it, how do you will feel if I take this drawing of your expression and destroying it? Would be what kind of sensation? Completely fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect. There is no perfect, but okay. What we are going to do is the same kind of exercise, but we are doing the opposite. We are breathing, you take the other side, and we are taking 5 minutes to put ourselves in the most cool feeling we ever felt. Like remember, leaving it, write it down, put colors or put shape. How do you stand in this feeling? Where are you? Which kind of scene can you draw? Okay, let's go. And feeling this, like allow yourself to expand this feeling in your heart and make it into an image on the paper, but leaving it totally, like stay with the feeling as you did with the negative. Now you're doing with the most positive you can, the most positive you have lived. Probably when you go back to pick a feeling and recreating it, you are using a memory, I imagine. So go back to the most cool, ecstatic, I don't know, happy feeling you have, like 2 minutes 30 to go. Let's enjoy the most amazing feeling. Breathe fully, stay in your breath, and like ride this warm, happy feeling you are drawing. Okay, 1 minute and a half to really enjoy and draw and expand your vision, your energy, and go on the paper like you are the deity on paper. You want to draw yourself. You're not doing like abstract, but keeping also some gesture that some shading or some way of putting the color that maybe reflect your feeling. Ah, okay, so I would like to know how many of you can write in the chat, or just maybe you can raise your hand because I see you all on the one page. How many of you use past experience to draw, to make the two drawing? Okay, almost everybody. Maybe Laura is still drawing. No, did you use past experience or just imagination to do these two drawings? See,
Okay.
because I couldn't.
Okay, no, it's just imagination.
Sorry, even if you, anche se non vuoi parlare, even if you don't want to talk, because your image was stuck, so I couldn't see you. Sorry.
No problem.
Past experience?
No, just imagination.
Just imagination, okay.
Yeah.
So most of you use past experience. The thing is, I want to continue, but maybe, did you feel that like is on a scale like a percentage during your days, during your what you feel, if you drew a past experience for a bad and you drew a past experience for the good, or also you may imagine it the bad and the good, but in a proportion, when you must dwell into a memory, is more the one of the negative or more the one of good feeling? Can I explain myself in a percentage, like 50-50 or 80% the negative always come before my mind, and only I use 20% the good feeling to nourish what I remember. 50-50, okay. Okay, more negative. Okay, the one of the good feeling, 100% for memory, bad feeling, okay, 100% imagination, 40 good, 60 bad, 40 good, 70% negative, and it's, I don't know why, and this is like some exercise I'm doing for myself in my practice of graphic journaling, because for my experience, I imposted, how do you say, I based my whole career on drawing when I feel shitty, of drawing, like my book, Born to Lose, is all about this, it's like this. But now I'm working on this. I'm working on this, discovering that sometimes what we think we put outside to be lovable is not our true self. And also I'm discovering this. And my question, which is a real question, is not, is like, why we don't allow ourselves of enjoying the good emotion? Like why we feel the need to write down the journal when we feel good, we feel not good, and it's more difficult to keep, to grab the good feeling. Like I say, Lucy have 30% positive and Geraldine 40% positive, and Martina 50-50, but most of you have the less is the positive you need to draw, to express. Do you have an idea why? Can you imagine? No? No, it's okay. It's a journey, but what I think is that sometimes the bad feelings give us a purpose. And what I want you to do now for the third drawing is like, now you drew when you are feeling bad, you drew when you are feeling good. Now I want to take you 5 minutes to draw a little journal scene in the third section of what happened when you are good, and then this bad memory, this bad feeling, this bad word you are telling yourself come back to you. How does it look on the page? So can be impersonating from some monster, some word, some shifting, some action. I just want you to try to observe and translating it into an image. Anyway, 5 minutes. And this is not easy because but breathe and try to see what happened. Like there is as usual, we use this 4Ks to evolve a story, to evolve a character. Now it's you with your feelings. It's you feeling your feelings, but in the end, we'll have a narration. Because my question of those days is like, it's more easy to go to the bad feeling and not to the good feeling, but it's also like useless to say, okay, now we only concentrate on good, the positive thinking, and this kind of shit, which is not true things, because if you have some bad feelings, dark part in yourself, you can just say, okay, I positive think about it and I will not address it. And so using those pages will probably get you in a more observing state. So you don't want to draw yourself back to the shitty feeling like you did the first time. You just want to draw the scene that made the shifting back to bed possible, make happen. You can write word or it's like doing a journaling of what you feel and not of what you have lived. And sometimes the two things are connected, but you can separate them themselves because some feelings always come back. Depends on what you live. Some pattern, some emotion can come back. I realize that we are 6:30, but if you are okay, because we still have one more exercise to do, I hope it's okay for you. We started a little bit late. Okay, 30 seconds to go. Okay. So now in your little story, we are managing, you have some kind of zigzag because you were down, you went up, but then you go back down like you have some, you are some kind of superheroes that got pulled back by their enemies. So now what I would like to do is for the last drawing is like taking the time to breathe, to stay and focus on what are the things that make you react when you are into a negative state. Like you go sucked in a negative state, so memory or like mind talking or whatever. And sometimes can happen like this, sometimes can be weeks, I don't know, it depends how your cycle or how do you feel, but hopefully even for a little small time, sometimes when we touch the rock bottom, there is something that gives us like a little fire and we say, okay, this is enough, I want to go back on my feet. And sometimes can be work, sometimes can be an aim, a career, I don't know, there is a will, and doesn't have to be very precise. If you only have if you can manage to see it, can be a way of standing, can be something you do. I just would like to close this zigzag, this little story in putting yourself on the first step to going out of this feeling. So you are in the bad feeling, you are in the good feeling, you draw yourself going back in the bed. Now I want to see how you take the first step. Is it clear? I see. È come quando Elsa ti colpisce come raffica di ghiaccio. Bellissimo. It's like Elsa on Anna froze the heart. And now you are going to draw, okay, 5 minutes.
I was just wondering if how we take the first step to go back to good feeling.
Yes, even if it's not a good feeling, no, how you take the first step to go out of the bad feeling. Sometimes you go to the good feeling, but this is not, maybe you don't go back to the good feeling instantly. Maybe you go to, just sometimes can be anger, like I'm enough of being depressed. Today I'm like, all the feelings that, all the things you will bring you out of this feeling, like out of the negative, and doesn't have to be good feeling, can be just an action, saying that we can manage going from the bad feeling to the good feeling instantly. Maybe sometimes can be challenging, like how can I do it? Even if you can, if you start knowing yourself and draw and take this moment to observe yourself, but it's not something you must learn how to do it. And wanting to do it like right away can put you like in a check, can put you like in a, how do you say in English? I don't know. Can give too much, when you have too much expectation, then it's hard to take action. But just one step at a time, you go out of this feeling. And what do you do? What do you say yourself? How do you stand? What's the one thing that you know give you pleasure? I don't know, can be a promenade, can be a coffee in the sunset, in the sunrise. So the first thing you do that you know that will make you in a good state. And now you're putting this on paper. Because sometimes taking the first step is the most important, and if we put so much pressure or so much result upon it, maybe we will be too afraid to start, because we are always afraid of failing or sometimes can be a provocation, something you create to break this pattern. If you do it, maybe you don't do it, and when you feel overwhelmed and depressed, you have the sensation that you're drawn and you can't go out of this feeling. But if you are here today, there is at least one teeny thing that happened that we go out of negative state. So draw it. And this, maybe I would have told it before, but something that you know feels good. Like if you say, okay, when I start to feeling bad, I go and I take cocaine, this will not count at the first step to feeling good. Or if I drink wine or things like this, or I don't know, go run a marathon because because I need to run 40 kilometers to feel worthy or everything like, I don't know, it's something, you know, it's very nourishing to you. It's not a way of coping, of not seeing what's bad. If you can manage, maybe this exercise maybe is difficult, and maybe you will need more days to come back to this part of the exercise. Maybe you can't understand what this is. Maybe during the week you want to draw again, and yes, but don't draw yourself taking drugs or things like this, please. Yes. Okay. So I think that now you have a little zigzag story, some kind of real. Maybe you will need to sit a little bit more with translating those feelings that maybe you never observed. It's already difficult to observe, and then you have to translate them into a drawing, but you know how you want how to make this exercise, and maybe you want to take the time alone to really go into it and draw it again or not. I would like to see them so badly when we are done, but maybe they are intimate, you don't want to share it. But I think we are done. We are a little bit late. I had planned to finish with a quick self-portrait, and now what I would like to do, I would like you to do, is like taking yourself in these four drawings you made, and made one last panel just for 2 minutes, because you have yourself going down, going up, going down again, and then going up, but in a coping way. Now just to like liberating and finish on a good feeling, a little bit less hard of introspection. You take a new page, the page was after, like in a comics you have a small story, sometimes you have a page, you take one panel, and you want to take yourself way after you took the first step. Now you take the first, the second, up to 100 step, and you are in your future like, wow, like a Power Ranger, or like a goddess, or like, I don't know, like you want to take all this and then some kind of put it behind you and put yourself in the future. Can be close future or far away future, as you wish, but in your a big dream, like you, this is the drawing of yourself being fulfilled and expanding light all around. Take 2 minutes, enjoy, and yes, I think that, I'm so sorry we are a little bit late today, but okay, we lost someone. Who did went away? I can't. Ah, qua. Ah, Deborah, è vero. Okay, 43 seconds to go. just enjoy and dream big to just make the happy ending to your little story. And this is some interesting because we do this in drawings, like don't having the courage to go to the style we enjoy the most and just go for it and be free while drawing, while coloring. But we also do in life because sometimes it can be more difficult to enjoy the good feeling than the bad. I can manage to do this, but okay. Okay. Perfect. How are you? Do you want to add something or? Thank you, Fabiana. And so this was, I'm so sorry for this Zoom problem. So we lost some people during the way. I hope they will manage to make it back. So this was the last May, how do you say, May Zoom. So from June, we will go back, I don't know how to say, to the Zoom class for the student on Patreon. But if you are in the reader or in the drawer, so the reader will have always access to the Momeskin page to read the comics. The drawer will have access to Momeskin, but also I will start to put some little clip about maybe drawing or something like this, not the full lesson. And then the drawer, the student will have this, like our section. And I also add two different pledges, like we did with some of you during the month of May, since I had upgraded all the pledge. Those who were already students got the upper subscription, which consisted in we met 1 hour and just make one quick call, and everybody studied, how do you say, asked about their limits, or can be different things, but it was a personal one-on-one. So I hope to see you on the student side. I hope to see you again, that you will subscribe and continue to come to this. And if you can't, I hope you will stay and we will stay in touch. And it was very, very good to have those meetings. I'm a Cancerian, so I'm like, oh. But Satnam, Valerie, and we are welcome Fabiana, you are welcome Martina. It's like, was very good. And as usual, send me your drawings or post them and tag me as you wish. If you want to say something, no, I think everybody, it's okay. Geraldine, you're welcome. Okay, because I don't want to have the sensation that I hang the telephone on you, but well, thank you. Bye, see you later. Hope to see you next Sunday. No, yes, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.